That's about it.
Hey, no, actually, I want to ask you this. Is this true, yeah?
Go on. Oh, you can ask me, yeah?
Yeah. Is it actually true that, you know, you got to be celibate before your fight?
Like I said, everyone's different, innit? Everyone's different.
So that basically means you have sex during your training camp?
No. Like, it all depends, right? It all depends on how, like I said, how you have as a fighter. I remember this goes back to what I was saying about trusting you, trusting yourself, and not hearing rumors and not looking up to people or hearing certain things. You gotta just see how everything works for yourself.
Yeah, but it was like with the whole it just brings me back to the moment in my head, of Conor Benn and Chris Eubank not press conference, face or glove, what's it called?
Yeah, the gloves are off. Gloves are off, yeah.
And Eubank said something like, Jake Paul gets 1 week, you get 2 weeks. Yeah. Normal fighters get 8 weeks, so he's not at the bottom of the barrel.
That's a prime example of someone who's figured it out for himself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he's figured it out to such a level where he knows how to go about certain things depending on his opponent. That's what you call an athlete, innit?
I mentioned Jake Paul there, yeah. What's your whole take on this YouTube boxing? I know I asked you in the first podcast, but it's become such a long way since then.
Huge.
Yeah. And you see Jake Paul, rumours how he got paid about 30M or something like that for his last fight. KSI set up his own Misfits boxing.
Yeah.
You obviously, you know Temper as well, so he had his fight recently as well.
Yeah.
What's your whole take on that then? Because I know back then, I will quote unquote your answer from what I can remember.
Yeah. I was against it.
Yeah.
Fully against it.
And now?
Now, I've been swayed. I've been swayed a bit more. I'll tell you why, because I've seen Jake Paul, I've seen the way he trains, I've seen the way he's been going about his whole approach to becoming a professional boxer. He's not took it lightly. Everything a top level elite fighter does or would do, he does. Do you know what I mean? He does. And he's the way, what I rate about him most is the way he's helping young fighters come through, giving young fighters or fighters who need the platform and a pay raise, he's giving that to him. That's what, and these are actual boxers who he's putting under. He's signing them up to his management company and getting them on there. And the fighters, obviously, the YouTube fighter I've trained alongside in the gym, Temper. The way he goes about it is very good as well. And do you know what I mean? He trains like how a pro fighter would train.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Being in LA, you must train with a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, loads, man. Especially these YouTube boxers as well. Like him. There's I forgot the Alex Wasabi.
Yeah, Alex Wasabi.
Him. I see they all spar down the gyms over there. So when you see it, you see him putting in the graft. And then when you got these other ones who come in who are out of shape, who just take the mick, I think it is a bit of a liberty, to be fair. But that's why at the end of the day, they get knocked out and the top ones don't.
But with the whole YouTube boxing stuff, do you think it's fair on the money they get paid? For example, Jake Paul getting paid millions, and you've been at this for over 10 years now. Yeah. And do you get paid around that sort of same money?
Not at all, bro. No, I wish I did.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like,
but I think what you got to respect here, yeah, is the fact that they've got their following, they've put in their graft, and they've got their loyal followers from doing YouTube.
Exactly how you're saying, like how you got to build your brand now.
So what they're doing is they're bringing revenue to boxing.
Yeah.
Whatever they get paid for the promoters, and they're probably doubling. They're having a field day. Do you know what I mean? So in that aspect, you can't really take anything away from them, because they can turn around and say, hey, like, you've got 50k followers, I've got like 300 million followers, or 10 million. It's crazy, isn't it? So
yeah, and it probably helps you as well, because there's more eyes coming into boxing now, especially all these kids. So that means, you know, they could look into boxing, start looking at Hamzah Sheeraz. Exactly. I'm a fan of him now as well.
All it takes is a big fighter or a fighter who ain't got that much recognition to fight on, like, let's say Jake Paul's undercard in a co-main event, have a solid performance, bro. Like you've got all them eyes on you now. So hats off to Jake Paul.
Being in your camp in America, why don't you fight in America?
I'd love to fight in America, bro. I'd love to fight in America. That's definitely the plan one day.
Is it not something that you organise? It's
but
just literally
that's what your promoters, and what opportunity they give you. If I said it, I'm sure they'd make it happen on an undercard and whatnot.
Who would you fight?
I think my main focus at the minute is to conquer the UK at the minute. Just, you know, get my following up, build it up slowly, and then just conquer here first before I move anywhere else.
Touching on Eubank, yeah? Yep. You're same weight as him, right?
Yeah, 160. So he's number one at the weight in the division in the UK.
So is that something that you'd look up to, that sort of fight?
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, Conor Benn was meant to fight him, but things happened there.
Yeah, no, because the Eubank Jr., that's someone who I've mentioned in before, a previous interview, someone I'd love to fight. Someone of his caliber, you know, and beating someone like him would just rocket me to number one in the UK, and even get me even bigger on the world scene. You'd get noticed. But how
do you think that fight would go though? Because he is a solid performer.
He's a beast. He's definitely a beast. But I reckon I've got the tools to beat him, and the tools to beat him is very simple. Do you know what I mean? It's very simple, and I believe I've got the tools to do so. So if I do get the opportunity one day, I'd take the opportunity with both hands.
It's also a mental game as well, right?
Yeah, of course, but especially with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how do you counter his mental game? Because he got into Conor Benn under his skin fully, right?
You know, with Conor Benn, he's a very fiery fighter. He's a fiery character. Yeah. he gets in, he gets stuck in. But I'm quite the opposite. I'm chilled. I take things with a pinch of salt. So it'd be interesting to see if he could get in my head or, wind me up. I mean, he definitely tries his best. And obviously, like I said, when I talk about experiences and whatnot, and I got loads to come, I've got all this to experience yet. You know what I mean? Someone shit talking and someone
you learn all that sort of stuff,
who gets
especially
physical
in
before the
school.
fight or outside the ring. So these are all the things I've still got to learn yet.
Off the back of Jake Paul,
Yep.
he was meant to fight Tommy Fury,
Yep.
or they were sighting around there. Tommy Fury, I don't know if he backed out. He generally wasn't allowed into America or something like that.
Yeah.
You being in the UK, Tommy Fury being in the UK.
Yep. Same promoter.
Is it same promoter as well?
Same Frank Warren, isn't he? Yeah.
Okay, so then, what are you saying? Would you do that?
He's 100%, bro, 100%. He's 2 weight divisions heavier than me. But listen, why not? Who knows if that opportunity did come? Obviously, he's got a bigger following than me and whatnot. But if he wants to get in there with a real fighter, I'm here.
That's the thing, though. A lot of these fighters probably think that because they got a bigger following than you, ego might get involved with. They think, why do I want to fight?
That's what they dropped, didn't
like
they? Like, nowadays it's a followers game.
Yeah,
that's all it's about. Like, how many followers has he got? How many followers has he got? It's like going back to what we were saying about the actual talent. Are people recognizing it? Not so much nowadays, but it's more of a business and all about who can generate the most money, which I'm not against. All fairness, I'm not saying it's wrong and whatnot, but if I keep working hard and I keep doing my thing, my name will be up there.
So your fights, they're sick because you end up knocking people out in like 2 rounds,
Yeah.
What fight do you think makes most business sense and also gets you to showcase your talent? Let's just say going 6 to 8 rounds.
A fight that what do you mean, opponent-wise?
Yeah.
Okay, a fight that showcase your talent would be fighting one of the world champions, like one of the big world champions, and one who if you beat, you get the most recognition off the back of being a good boxer. But if we're talking whoever, but if we're talking business sense here, it could be it's like I said, it's the one of the most followers, it's one of the most recognition via his followers, via social media, not boxing at all. So I suppose a good thing here, which YouTube has done, is created another avenue which boxers could potentially take if they get lucky enough to get in the ring with one of these YouTube boxers. But it's highly unlikely because at the end of the day, they can all talk shit, these YouTubers, but they will never really fight real boxers. Like, have you seen it yet? The closest one to do it is Jake Paul.
Would you fight any of the YouTubers?
Yeah, if I had the opportunity, I'd.
But don't you think that would put you in the YouTube category boxer?
It would and it could, but if it made financial sense, then it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, it probably 100% would make financial sense, but then you got to look at the after effect of it of like.
I'd like try my best to keep both avenues open.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So you go to a YouTube fight, do a real one, go back to a YouTube fight, just to keep your name, in both pies.
Who do you think wins out of KSI and Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
Is it all day long?
Easy.
Why?
Easy. If
you said that like you ain't got the confidence in KSI to even box like that.
No, I haven't. Because Jake Paul, if you see him every fight, bro, he's getting better and better. So is KSI, he's getting better and better. But Jake Paul...
But arguably, I'm going to play devil's advocate here again, yeah?
Yep.
Jake Paul's opponents, they're like freaking retired 40-year-olds.
No, but they've been better than KSI's opponents. Anderson Silva, he can box a bit. He can, and this is coming from a boxer. He can box a bit. He's not totally shot. And even, who was the guy? Tyron Woodley. He sparked him out as well, and he can box a bit. These are actual UFC fighters. These ain't YouTube boxers that he's fighting. I know it's not as good as an actual boxer, but they're still combat fighters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So watching these fights like Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, and if like you being a boxer, do you not see any chance of these being rigged?
Not really.
Because that's what everyone claims.
I know everyone claims it, but it's hard, man. It's to get like knocked out the way these guys are getting knocked out. It's hard to rig it. How's it hard to rig it? If we had a fight, and let's just say I paid you. No, because the way these guys are getting knocked out is not a way you get knocked out if it's been rigged. Like, Tyron Woodley got sparked out. Do you know what I mean? And the Anderson Silva fight, bro, he was there to win. The way he was going about things, he was there to win. Maybe judging wise, it could be a bit biased because a tight fight would favour who brings in more money. But yeah, that's the only way. But I don't see any of his fights so far being rigged. No. I mean, some people out there would disagree with me, but I mean, everyone's got opinion in it.
When's your next fight, Hamzah?
My next fight will probably be July time, probably be summertime because I'm just having a little bit of time off now, doing a bit of charity work, getting things together. Like you said, focusing on becoming more of a brand, focusing on everything outside the ring. So yeah, inshallah, July time, bro.